Yeah.
The Fat Man and Little Boy thing is in reference. The whole reason for the thing is UFO themed.
Yeah.
And in the UFO lore, the UFOs come right after the detonation of Fat Man and Little Boy. That's why it's named Fat Man and Little Boy, because I thought it'd be. And plus, one's big and one's small.
It makes sense.
It worked with the theme. In UFO folklore, that's like what happened, like that, and it makes sense if you look at the recorded sightings. It's like the news before 1947 is kind of sketchy anyway. It's like, who knows what was reported. But after 1947, there's a shitload of sightings. A lot of there's UFOs that flew over the White House.
Yeah.
And they were filmed. There's photographs of them. There's the Roswell crash, which is in 1947.
Been down there a couple times.
Have you been there?
My old man loves UFOs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my grandma's from northern New Mexico, so we've driven down to Roswell 2 or 3 times. And it's just a tourist trap now.
I have 2 brilliant friends that have 2 completely opposite views.
What do they think?
One brilliant friend is convinced they're from another planet or another dimension.
This person is from another planet or the aliens?
No. The UFOs.
Okay.
That these things people are seeing. He said if you just look at the size of the universe and if you look at all of the possibilities for life and how life could be advanced 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 years more than us, especially if they're in some sort of a stable environment where they're not in an asteroid belt or anything like that and they don't have super volcanoes on their planet, whatever it is. If they got to a certain level, for sure they'd be able to visit. And if they did get to that level, they would be able to do things that we would think is magic. And that they would be able to go into the ocean, they'd be able to fly off at insane rates of speed and use methods of propulsion that we can't even understand. And he thinks that's what it is. He thinks that they are just observing and probably making sure that we don't knock ourselves back into the Stone Age.
So they're protectors?
No,
They're
I
shepherds?
think it's probably like an ecobiologist that goes into the jungle and examines species.
It's like a Darwinian thing.
Yeah, like imagine if there was a type of sloth or something in the Amazon that was in danger of dying, and there was a lot of funding behind it, and they went there and they wanted to try to rescue the sloth and figure it out. They do stuff like that, right? So if we do stuff like that with limited resources and people have to donate money to these things, it's hard for them to get funded. Imagine if you're some super advanced civilization from another galaxy and you recognize that one planet has come into nuclear power. They now have nuclear capabilities. This signal goes out through the universe. Okay, these fucks are blowing themselves up.
These apes figured out.
Let's go visit.
Yeah,
let's go visit. And that's the UFO folklore. Is that's when they all start showing up, and that's when you get all the different crazy like Betty and Barney Hill, the abduction stories, all that stuff. All that stuff comes after 1947.
Craziest story about them is they were interracial in the 50s.
Yeah, I think it was in Maine or something like that.
Yeah.
I know one of their granddaughters, Angela Hill. She's a fighter. She fights in the UFC.
No way.
Yeah, she's a top-ranked fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, what's the name of that fighter from Denver? Like the small lady fighter from Colorado?
Which one?
I don't know, dude. She has short hair and she whips ass.
There's quite a bit. Denver's got a good crop of fighters.
Yeah. Anyway, she's very pretty as
There's
well.
a lot of
Her name like Rose or something?
Rose Namajunas.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. She's
Shout out Rose.
Too. Rose is awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's fighting soon. I think she is.
I don't know.
I think she's fighting soon.
I wrestled in high school, but I never fought.
Did you?
Yeah. I had to. My coaches made me wrestle.
Football coaches did?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wrestling coach tried to get me to play football. But luckily, we did, when we wrestled, there was a kid named Bobby Baker who was 300 pounds.
Ooh.
And I was like, look at him and look at me. I go, I'm not letting that guy chase me and run me over.
Oh, he's not chasing anybody.
But if I fucked up and I got too close,
right.
It's
those big paws on you.
He's a bear. Yeah. He was so big. He was so much bigger than everybody else. I'm like, that's just not happening, man. That's crazy.
Wrestling is brutal. I would play football at 320. And then I had to cut to 275.
Oh, my God.
Like, real quick, because that's the cutoff for heavyweights in Colorado.
How much time did you have to cut?
6 weeks, 2 months.
Oh, wow.
It was all egg whites and clementine oranges and, chewing tobacco. It was terrible. I pissed 8 pounds one time. I retained so much water that I urinated out 8 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Because after you make weight, then you just eat, a whole baguette and a bunch of Pop-Tarts,
Oh, smart.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do after you finally make weight.